So many game sevens, y'all. Unbelievable. First round was unbelievable. Let's talk about the second round. It's the WC, man. Here with a breakdown of the Wizards versus the Pacers. Second round, serious, man. Let me just go ahead and say this real quick, man. Let me say this real quick. Let me slap y'all on the face with this. The Wizards can beat the Pacers in a 7-game series, okay? Let me just go ahead and get that out the way, all right? I just got done watching Game 7, Pacers versus, the Hawks. The Hawks, had a good series and everything, but they just couldn't close these boys, man. They couldn't put them away. They just didn't have a closer. They didn't have Al Horford. Atlanta had a good season. They really, honestly, my first video, I basically took a crap on them even being in the playoffs, but they proved me wrong. I put my foot in my mouth on that one. They gave the Pacers a pretty darn good series, but they came up short. And I don't expect for, the Pacers to have that kind of performance against the Wizards. And honestly, they better not have that kind of performance against the Wizards, or the Wizards will take them in 3, 4. they take them in 5 games if they play the same way that they played against the Hawks. I'm just going to get that out the way. But let me go into keys to the series. Now, keys to the series for the Pacers. Let me start off with Hibbert has to get involved early and often. All right. His matchup with Gortat and Nene is going to be basically the key to the series for the Pacers if they really want to win this. If Hibbert gets into foul trouble, man, the Pacers going to have a hard time beating the Wizards. I'm telling you right now. All right, the keys to the series for the Wizards, they just have to rotate the ball movement. They have to get into the half court and they have to use the entire clock. Get those Pacers defenders to just trail and chase those three-point shooters, because as you saw in the Atlanta series, the Pacers just cannot keep up with three-point shooters. That's the reason why Atlanta took them to 7 games. Their big men were wide open for threes, and they were hitting those threes, and the Pacers had no answer for it. And the only reason why they won Game 7 is because their big men, Atlanta's big men, did not hit those shots. All right, they just didn't do it. So you need to watch out for that. As far as like wild card goes, I'll go with Ariza. I'll go with Stephenson, because those 2 guys right there have the potential to take over the game. Those guys are high energy guys. They're defensive minded guys. You know what I'm saying? Both guys are pretty darn good scorers, pretty darn good defenders, and they're just, they're good wing players. They work well on a fast break. Speaking of on a fast break, the Wizards are probably the most dangerous team left in the playoffs on a fast break. I mean, John Wall is basically a one-man fast break, and then Brad Beal, you just don't want to leave that guy wide open for 3 at all. So, for all those people that watch this video thinking I'm just going to take the Pacers because they looked impressive in Game 7, I'm not buying it. All right, I feel as though that the Pacers, basically escaped with the series against Atlanta. I mean, if you watch Game 6 of the Atlanta series, man, up until about 4 or 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter of Game 6 against Atlanta, they looked like they were going to lose. They looked like their season was basically over. And then all of a sudden, Atlanta chokes, and then they choke in Game 7. They didn't basically show up in Game 7. And here the Pacers are against a team that, I don't know. I can't say that they don't want to see the Wizards. Both of these teams match up pretty darn well. But, this series is just going to be one down low. Whoever wins that matchup between David West and Hibbert and Gortat and Nene, that's the team that's probably going to win it, because as far as like the guard play, even though people want to say that Paul George is elite, he's not going to put up 45 against the Wizards. I'm sorry. They'll put Ariza on him, and he might disappear a couple games as far as I'm concerned. So let me know how you guys feel down below about this series. I think, all right, can the Wizards beat the Pacers? Yes, they can. All right. Atlanta just took these boys to 7 games. I wouldn't be surprised if this series goes 7 games too, and the Pacers win in 7 games. But I'm just going to be real bold. All right. Just like I picked the Wizards to go over the Bulls in 6 games. It actually happened in 5. I'm going with the Wizards in 6 games in this series. Now, I'm just going to say it like this. Both of these teams are experienced in the playoffs. Don't think that because Washington hasn't been there and they have a young backcourt that they cannot beat the Pacers. They're very, very capable of beating the Pacers. So don't act surprised, all right, if it does happen. All right, the safe pick is the Pacers in 7, but I'm going with the Wizards in 6. Let me know how y'all feel down below. It's the WC breakdown, second round, semi-conference finals, all in your face. The NBA playoffs, man, live on YouTube. Subscribe, share it, do all that good stuff. Catch y'all on my next video.